Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to LCD mod your Sega Nomad. Comes with the LCD right here. As you can see, it comes with this harness, which I had already cut off so I can expose the wiring, which we won't need that other part for. So we just need to set this stuff aside, crack it open. It's just 5 screws on the back, except for mine is missing one of them, so I will have 4 screws. Once that's done, you just peel basically this last half and you remove the ribbon. Let's set that aside for now. Next thing, you want to disconnect this right here. It might be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to try and grab this right here. These pliers might help me out. Possibly my flush cutters. There we go. Just want to make sure that the board can come out no problem. So what you want to do is get your Phillips head and you remove all 6 screws. There's one here, 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 and here, here, and up top. Now when these screws are going back in after the mod, you're not going to be able to use them all because of the LCD housing. Now what you're going to want to do is lift this up, and you're going to want to cut or desolder the original ribbon that goes to the LCD here. I'm just going to cut it. The original screen is already pretty trashed, so I don't need it anymore. And the LCD should come off. You might have to make a few passes to get the LCD ribbon to come off. And then once that's done, you could flip it around and disconnect your LCD. And then you peel back the remainder. Don't need it anymore. You do want to leave that rubber gasket there. So first things first, you're going to want to solder up your wiring harness. And 1 second. All right, now what you're going to want to do is prep your points. So we're going to be using this 3rd one right here from the switch, the 3rd over, and I can zoom in so you guys can see that. So it's going to be this 3rd point right here, the left ground point of your DC jack, and then you're also going to get down this one right here which is TP237, which you're going to want to prep that one as well. And the top one up center here. So now what you want to do is you are going to take your black wire, and I need to trim this one just a little. So you're going to want to solder your black wire to right here. Let me get a little bit more. You're also going to want to solder your red wire to the third point right here. Third point on the right. I'm going to get a little bit more solder as well. And now you're going to want to cross over with the yellow and white wires to the opposing side. And the yellow wire should be on that TP237. And the white wire should be on that uppermost point. I'm going to trim off that excess. With that all done, your harness is good, and it is time to give it a little bit of a test. So what you're going to want to do now is grab your screen. And you're going to want to just loosely place it in here for now, just to make sure actually that is fully working, of course. So what you want to do is connect this up. I think, let me see where it's keyed. Oh, it's down the other way. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is let the board rest over so you can plug in, let's see. The best way actually would be able to have it outside. You just want to make sure that everything's fine. So if you grab that back half, so you can obviously test a game cartridge, you would just push in that LCD, the back half, and grab your power, and a game to try. So I'm going to pull out an EverDrive real quick. And then you just plug that into the back and turn it on. And the LCD comes to life. So now that you know it works, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And you're gonna want to turn it off. Remove your power. And with power removed, you're going to want to remove your game cartridge and that back half. And you're gonna want to pull out either, if you have a 3D printed housing, you can do that, or you can use hot glue. So it is up to you. The soldering portion is done. So I'm going to remove my soldering station to make a little bit of room here, since I do not have a lot of room. And I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun. While that's warming up, I'm going to pause the video and come back when it is ready. Alright, so let's say my hot glue gun is about ready. What you're going to want to do is now you're going to want to take off your protective layer. Just so you know, this does mean that dust can be introduced a lot easier. And so with this said, we're going to do an alignment process and glue down the back. So remove that protective layer. Set the LCD in. And what you're going to want to do is have that back half again. My bad. You're going to want to have, so let's do this upside down a little bit. It's going to be a little bit easier. What you want to do is have that back half plugged in. So you might need to rearrange a little bit, because you're going to want to do an alignment of the LCD so you can see the picture properly. You're going to want to apply that power. With that said, I'm going to flip-flop all this around so I can get a better image of what's going on. Once again, that gasket can stay in there. So I'm going to turn this on. Where it is. And you're going to want to hold the LCD and turn it around. One second.